Good morning, folks. Today's shaver start off a little different than what I typically do. This one here is called the Butcher, and you might be able to tell it is a fairly decent size straight razor. It's a hologram, 8 by 8. In other words, it's a full inch. You see the blades grimmed there. You can find this particular shaver with these carbon fiber scales at a classic shaving. I'll have a link down below for all this cool stuff. And I've got the lather here whipped up in a smooth bottom bowl, little wooden one here. Got it whipped up here with the Shaven Sailor 3D printed brush. The scent of this is Excalibur, by the way, of Taconic. And that's what it comes in. This one here is 8 fluid ounces. So you've got 8 ounces where you typically, when you get a shaving cream or a soap, it's right around the 4-ounce mark. This one here is 8 ounces, so it's going to cost you a bit more than what it would for the 4 ounces. Typically, in other words, this one here I think is selling for about 19 bucks. And I'll talk about the price of the Butcher here in a moment. And I've got the matching aftershave here. I've already put a hot towel to the face this morning, and the pre-shave oil I'm using today is the Art of Shaving. Still giving this a try, trying to make sure I'm using it correctly. And we're going to find out how this all works out here. The Butcher I got a while back. The going price right now, I think it's marked down to, I'm wanting to say $455. It's not cheap. It is not inexpensive, but when I picked mine up, which was a while back, I guess you might call it an introductory offer. So it was quite a bit cheaper than that. If I remember correctly, it was right at 200 bucks. It's a pretty nice shaver. I mean, as goes for build quality, I haven't been able to find anything wrong with it. Like I say, it's they could have called it the cleaver. This thing is huge. And if you're wondering what is the big deal about a 7/8 or an 8/8 shaver like this, they are fun to shave with. I enjoy my time shaving with it. It's a challenge that is quite that's wide. That is wide. So to work with this, can be challenging, and for me, I enjoy the challenge from time to time. Working with a blade like this is a little different. I would take your time, especially starting out. I don't use this often enough to consider myself proficient, so I may adjust how I normally shave with this. I should say this is 3 days worth of growth here. I think I may have just a slight advantage over some folks. I wear glasses, as you can tell, and I also have bifocals. And I've been wearing these been wearing glasses for over 50 years. So seeing blurry is kind of a common thing for me. I'm able to get used to it. So seeing around this is kind of almost like something I'm accustomed to. And that not being able to see very well around things is a common thing for me. So I may have a slight advantage for some folks that are not used to be able to see things very well. They're used to seeing things. In other words, they don't wear glasses. Well, I haven't been able to see that well for a long time, depending on what angle I'm trying to look. In other words, the further I lift my head, the worse the visibility gets. Now you do wonder at this price, is the shaver worth that kind of money? Well, the way I kind of look at it, 8x8, a 1-inch razor is not easy to find. And they typically don't come cheap, neither do the 7/8. So keeping that in mind, um, you can, now the best I've been able to find now, if you're, how can you say, familiar with everything going on, you might find things a little bit cheaper. Uh, Windrose, which you can find on Etsy, has a 7/8 for about 160 bucks. I think that's the cheapest I've been able to find a 7/8 that's brand new. The next one after that, if you're looking for a name that is well known, Thayer's Izzard, um, Superior Shave has a 7/8 for about 210 bucks. And you do have the option from Superior Shave, of course, to have it honed by him. So if you're wondering about the edge, is it shave ready? Well, if you order it through the Superior Shave, he'll go ahead and hone it for you at, if I remember right, no extra cost. I have to say, this is a lot of fun for me. I know for some folks, they're probably cringing every time. But like I say, I'm so used to not being able to see that well or not at all on certain things that I find that this is a lot of fun. It is a challenge. Um, like I say, I bought this, I guess you might say, at the introductory offer, $200 a while back. And for me, it's my money well spent. I have too much fun with this razor. It is huge. To me, it's a good looking razor though. Uh, it feels good in the hands. I mean, it really does. It feels like a quality product. Um, excuse me, something you'll pass on to generation. And considering today's going price, this is marked down at 455. This is marked down. This is a lower price than, I guess you might say, the everyday price. So that is something to consider. But man, if you're in a market for an 8/8, you really have to stay on your P's and Q's if you're trying to buy it on the cheap like I did. Uh, I was looking for a 7/8 at the time when this one came on sale, and decided, well, at that price, I'm going to go ahead and get this one. Yeah, this price, at the price I got this at, this was the steal. I can remember when I first started shaving in a traditional way that there'd be times something would go on sale and it'd sell out really quick. And it seemed like I would always miss it. Always be the last one. In other words, the too late guy. Eventually, it got to the point where I was starting to catch on how to be prepared for things that I was interested in. And of course, things have gotten a little bit better also as it goes for supply. Most folks, when they have stuff that are a lot of people want, they seem to have a good supply of them. making it easier for some folks. It is not always the easiest to be prepared when something goes on sale, something like this, to be ready to spend that kind of money. It just happened to be that I was already in the market for something around the $200 range anyway, thinking that a 7/8 is going to run me at least that much. As you can tell, um, I shave with one hand, and there's one thing that I do notice about shaving with straight razors, folders, if you will. I could tell one thing for sure: the handle for me seems to get in the way. I do enjoy shaving with the Story style razors. They seem to work better for me because I don't have quite this to deal with. A lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It really is. And yes, I do go quiet when I'm using this beast. Not interested in lopping, have a floppy earlobe or something after I get done shaving. After you get used to it, it's not too bad, but it does take a moment to get used to using something this big. I think I got that part finally. All right, there it is. I know it's kind of hard to see, but that's the Butcher 8/8, and it is fun to shave with, but it is a beast. Got to be careful with it. I should point out for those, if it matters, that's what the spine looks like. Underside, there's no jibs on either side, if that matters to anybody. I should point that out earlier, but that is what it looks like. It is it's an awesome shaver. I tell you what, I enjoy shaving with it. It is a lot of fun. The comparison in between shaving with a shave bit, in other words, half of a DE blade or an RS Cub style blade, you're only talking about something about so wide. And after you know the shaver itself, in other words, it might be about that wide. And then you're looking at this one here, it is a monster. My face feels, it is, I'm telling you, it is smooth. It does sing. I don't know if the mics picked that up, but this one here does sing just a little bit. It's a full hollow ground, so you could tell that when you start to go through the whiskers, you can kind of hear the ting, ting, ting. Really nice, smooth shave this morning. 3 days worth of growth, no problem. Not that I would expect that it would be a problem with that shaver. Alum block, this one here from Artist from Douglas's group, I should say. It's been around a moment. Still got a ways to go. I think when I bought this, it was like $4.50. One of those items that's, you know, definitely a good bang for your buck. This one here, this is paid $5.99 for this one here, Marshalls, and you could tell I'm down to the nitty gritty here. Matter of fact, it won't be much longer before I go on to the next witch hazel. I find that this witch hazel does well right after the alum for me. I've tried it in years gone by, tried to use just an alum block, and it doesn't work well for me. The has a tendency to dry my face out. It's what it is. So the witch hazel counters the alum. The alum helps seal up anything that I've got in the way of stinging, little nicks here and there that aren't bleeding, but they're there, and it helps seal those up, keep those nice and clean. And then the witch hazel kind of helps calm things down for me. And as it goes for, like say, I'll put a link down for all this cool stuff. Excalibur's a really nice scent. I don't know about seasonal scents per se, especially one like this one here, but I would say this one here might qualify for some people to use year round. I really don't know for sure. I mean, like I say, I'm not that much into identifying things as seasonal. Um, for instance, I like peppermint year round, so there's that. But it does smell really nice. It's a really nice scent. Sometimes, a scent won't hit the nose just right. This one here, for me, every time I've used it, it does. It really sets well with my nose. I had a great shave today, believe it or not. I did make it through the whole shave, both earlobes intact. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay healthy, stay safe, and smooth shaves to you.